What you're about to hear is pure entertainment, recaps, and stories in the Pacific Northwest motocross scene. Welcome to the 30 Plus 2 podcast with your hosts, Steve and Christoph and Lexi Y. Put the board up. Let's go.
All right, we are back, and it is a Monday. That was the OG date for the 30 Plus 2 podcast, but we still don't have Gravy. But we found Lexi. She must have got off her job at Wendy's. I don't know if you read that whole thing about, you
I did.
making what? Wow, I'm already failing. What are the brown ice cream things?
Frosties.
Oh boy, hang on. All right, take two. That's how everyone feels about me not remembering what Frosties were. But yeah, welcome to the 30 Plus 2 podcast. You are back. We are on a special Monday because I don't know what's up with you, Lexi. I'm just going to come right out of the gate hot. Like, I don't know. You busy? You avoiding me? You get a job? You make another podcast? What's the deal, girl?
I have definitely been busy. Last Tuesday, I was still on my way back from Nevada. We ended up not leaving when we wanted to. We got back Tuesday late night. But this Tuesday, I'm actually pet sitting right now. So I'm picking up one of my best friends from the airport. So tomorrow I had to pick her up from the airport, and that's why I couldn't do it tomorrow. But I've just been busy, and I'm glad that Monday worked today so we can be back on.
Hey, that's all right. We made it all work. And yeah, even our guests are cool and they are willing to change up a little bit. Tonight we got Connor Flatau on 447. You've seen him at PRO. Lexi, he was there racing the first 4 rounds, I believe. He did Washougal yesterday and on Saturday. So we'll catch up about everything that went down at Classic 7. That's where we'll really dive deep on, all the craziness that was. It was supposed to rain. The forecast was saying, just like for Pittsburgh Supercross, Lexi, that all week it was like, hey, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to suck. It's going to suck. We roll in this past weekend at Washougal. Boom, it's fine. Sun's out. Well, sun wasn't out till like 2 or 3 o'clock. But hey, it was cloudy. But hey, perfect conditions. You missed out once again. You were horsing around. Well, your sister was. You're just like... Okay, so let me jump into your stuff. We'll have Connor here in about 10 minutes, but let me jump in with what's the program like with the horse shows with Ali? Are you bringing like the pit board like from Moto and transferring it over to the horse arena, and you're just all like riding like giddy up girl? Like what's the whole weekend look like with all the horse stuff?
Well, it is very early mornings. We got there Friday around 3, maybe probably 4-ish, and she had 2 more events, and then we went to bed. And then Saturday morning, my mom thought it'd be a funny idea to ask me to wake up at 5:30 to take Allie to feed the horses and everything, and I did not get up in time. But it is a sit around all day and wait for that 30 seconds when she rides. So it's definitely not the life I love to live, but I am there to tag along. And I forgot pants this weekend, so I lived in shorts, and I was freezing cold. But I just thought that, it's summer now, so why not just bring all shorts? And that turned out not to be the case.
I hear a lot of similarities between Moto and the horse stuff. So you have to get up early so that we're similar on that part because, you got practice. So you got, instead of putting gas in your bike, you're putting food in the horse, so it's all ready to go. So I see the similarities here. You're waiting around all day for your time to shine. So that's kind of arena cross like schedule right there for your 30
Yeah.
seconds of fame. So I see a lot of cross references over here. I honestly think my Pitboard idea like would be really
Might work.
great video content. You could write "Giddy up, you go, girl!" Like give her I don't know, give her the hooves.
She would be absolutely embarrassed, and if anyone knows Allie, she is shy until you really get to know her. And I think that seeing that, she would probably kill me and never let me at another horse show.
Well, you could just have me do it because I
Yeah.
tend to, I like to stir the pot. So I'll be like, "Hey, Allie, I'm here to support you." Waving towels, like, I could do it all. That's how we roll. We're just supportive over here. But besides that, well, let's jump in a little bit while we wait for Connor to jump on here. We got him scheduled for 6:45. Let's back up a little bit. We had Omer's on. Kaisley was really bummed at you for not being there because she looks up to you. So let's go into World Mini Recap a little bit because we're a little bit far away from it now. But hey, you were there. She was there. Like, take us through your whole trip down at Arizona. How you did. What was the track like? Like, what were your expectations for this year?
This year I just want to get more confident and stuff, so that was just kind of like my end goal, was just gonna see where I was at, because if any Washington riders, you're like, oh yeah, I am absolutely killing it here, it is definitely an eye-opener going down there. But the drive was good down there. We got down there Wednesday night-ish, and we did track walk with Brandon, which is always good. Got to see the track, which is also really good because it was the same as Loretta qualifier that we did in February.
Okay.
So I was confident with that. And first day, Thursday, I had a practice at like 11:15, and then I was the first qualifier. And so practice was good, and I got 5th in my qualifier, which I was really happy with. Some of the top 4 girls there, they were absolutely crazy, and it was like 4 of them, and then like a little gap, and then like the next 4, which was really cool. It was really cool to have that experience with them, and then after that, my days just did not go over well for my next 2 mains. It was so much in my head, and I was overthinking everything, and the ruts got the best of me most of the time.
That's all right. Is that why you were like dodging the podcast or something? You're like, I don't want to talk about it.
I definitely talked about it because it was definitely a learning experience, but no, it was a long drive back, especially when now I'm the driver. And like the last couple of years we've been down there, I didn't drive, so I could just have used to just staying in the car.
Were you taking the scenic route? Were you like on Highway 101? You're like, oh, the beach. Look at this. Oh, yeah.
We went through Salt Lake City and stuff, going that way.
Okay, so you went more towards the middle. You didn't do any of the California adventure. You just are like, nope.
Straight through. Fastest route we could.
Nah, you're thinking about Vegas. You're like, one day I'll stop here. One day, maybe Formula One. That'd be a fun time to go and like watch the racing down there.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't know. I was asking for results and whatnot, and you were kind of like dodging it. You're like, yeah, weekend was great. Hey, that's all right.
I'm sure I went 5, 6, 7, 7, 6, something like that. And I never again want to do that.
That's all right. If I would have raced, I probably would have went DNS, and DNS.
But it was overall fun. It was a lot of fun meeting new people, and I met a new bestie, Bruce. He was probably my new bestie.
Is that Nacarado?
On a gas super mini?
Yeah, 372.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Bruce
new bestie.
Nacarado. That dude is funny. Good family. But yeah, while you missed, while you were at horse racing and then you were at AZ, we were doing a whole bunch of things. We were at OPMC like 2 weeks ago where you could have cleaned house, got money, but then
who showed up for that
thing. What's that?
Who went to that one?
I don't know if you probably would have never raced, but blast from the past for me. Kirsten Orkney came out of retirement and was racing. She won the first moto. Then she tucked the front end and fell into a hole and was a lap down. Ashley Sagnis, 923, you know her on the Honda. She does WHR Arena Cross. She's up there. She ended up taking the overall, the number 14 or number 17. Wow, I am failing right now. I forget her name. She ended up taking second. Jolene Lingle did have it, and then she unfortunately stalled it on the last lap and went from first overall to third overall, and she took that. And then a whole bunch of other girls, a couple Norks riders, Childs, and I forget the number 18, but she had red hair, but they both do Norks. If you saw them, you probably know them. If I had my results up like a professional, that would have helped. But yeah, we had a OPMC Easter race, pretty fun there. And then, yeah, we had Washougal this past weekend. And I don't know how you feel about ruts, but it was definitely like where P-dubs were like going around the corner and then both wheels were just like not touching the ground and spinning because they were that deep. Like I had to pull one kid out. They're like, no go. And I'm all like, here you go. And then, yeah, unfortunately, and I will like, you know, we're learning. Zane Fife, our JMC gauge job rider, tried his best. He was kind of Cameron McAdoo the whole weekend. He'd be doing really good. And then the ruts were just attacking him, but we weren't worried about too much about results. But yeah, he would get the starts, be running up in the top 5, hit a rut, McAdoo off the track, crazy, and then get back on, get going again. We had a spark plug cap come off one moto. And then Clifton, he had the air chamber on the KTMs and the shocks. That completely blew out. So he was done for the weekend on that bike. Just kind of falls here and there. It's just kind of growing pains. It's kind of like, you know, your AZ Open. Yeah. That's all right. I had to roast you a little bit because you're going to probably smoke me in September anyways, because we still haven't got a bike and we're not training right now. So yeah, I'm just giving you the easy win there, Lexi.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, it was packed. We had a ton of riders at Washougal. You missed it all. Gallagher took the win. We had Rusty Gates, which is now Rusty Tucker. She was in second place, I believe, yesterday. It was between her and Sienna Brown. Brown kind of had a rough race. She was doing pretty well. Tucked the front at the beginning of Horsepower Hill. She was right behind Gallagher, fell over, and that really didn't help her racing on Saturday, and that kind of put her a little bit far back. We had Riley Gilsford out there. We had a whole bunch. Like I sent you that list. There was a whole bunch of girls, 18 of them. So I feel like you would have been mixing it up in there. I don't think I've seen you race Washougal yet, or at least I haven't paid attention.
I have not been there since regionals in 2023.
Yeah, well, I was there and I just obviously wasn't paying attention. So we might have to do a deep dive on all my video clips and be like, oh, there she is. But yeah, we'll get Connor on here. Once he pops up on the screen, we'll jump in and talk about all his stuff. While we're waiting, what do you got going on this coming weekend? We got Moto Pacific opener on Friday. I'm tempted to go. I don't know if I'm going to drive all the way up there. We will see. It just depends on signups on media. So we'll do that. And then I know Black Widow's going on. Are you just doing training, doing more horsey stuff? Like what's the Lexi plan? Dog sitting?
Yes, my plan is race Moto Pacific on Friday. And then the Seattle Motorcycle Club that I'm a part of now, the track is open on Saturday for a rock and ride thing. So we're riding during the day, and then there's a live music at night. So I'm doing that on Saturday. And Sunday's just toss up. I might just go ride with some friends or do something.
Is there a way you could get me into this Seattle place? We could do a recap for them.
Yes.
Real talk. Like maybe I'll go Moto Pacific and then we'll do that. If you could sneak me in, like maybe you got like, you know, he did tell you're like, you're welcome. Like maybe you could like slide the door open. I could just like, you know, bomb rush in. Like we'll see. But anyways, we got Connor on now. So yeah, let's pop him in here and talk about Washougal and everything else. All right, now on the show with us now, Connor Flatau. I got a few questions with you. First off, thanks for joining the show on short notice on a Monday. How sore are you feeling? Because as you could tell, I roast you a little bit there with you tucking the front end in the first turn, and then your whoop one is what got me more concerned because I actually went to your pit to see if you were like, dead over there or whatever. Because I saw you pull off the track, and I'm all like, I think Connor died.
All right. First off, thank you so much for having me on, Steven.
Yeah.
But dude, so sore. Absolutely so sore. Probably one of the most sore weekends I've ever had. Dude, that whoop wreck, I don't know how I survived that. That was absolutely gnarly.
Yeah. I only
Did you get it on film at all?
No, I'm sorry.
And bro, that reel, absolutely no stees for me.
I'm a shitty
wrecking.
guy.
got me wrecking. Was that off the start?
Yeah, that was off the start. So.
Dude, I almost pulled the hole. He had Ryder Fisher right next to me and just dumped it.
We'll break that down in a moment because I do have a slow motion that we'll go back to that and talk about that part. But I want to just get the whoop part out of the way because you made me I was over on the first turn area still, and then I hear Gallagher talking on the mic, oh, a Kawasaki down, and then I look up and I see you running off the track, and I'm all like, I think Connor just hit a landmine or something. What happened? Were you blitzing and then instant death? What happened?
I kind of came into the whoops at a weird angle. It's been a while since I've been at Washougal, so I kind of underestimated how slick the whoops were going to be. I knew they were a little slick. They were slick all day, but I just, was a little overconfident on that first lap, trying to hang with the top guys.
Yeah.
I haven't been racing a whole lot lately, so the intensity, kind of getting to me. But, dude, honestly, I don't really even know what happened. The back end just started kicking out, and luckily I didn't high side because that could have been really ugly. I kind of slid out of it. My bars got bent up though, so that just really screwed me up for the rest of the moto. But yeah, dude, I'm just glad to walk away from that one for sure.
I wish I was over there. I just didn't have enough time on that first lap to make it from one section to the other section. Obviously, your first turn crash was a prior moto, but yeah, I don't know.
That moto was gnarly though.
I think it's because Lexi, you weren't there, but the whoops were so uneven on the left and right side. They were kind of alternating in a way to where if you hit the middle, it was like moguls. You're just all the way through.
Dude, yeah, a few times your back end just fishtailing all the way through the whoops. The right side was definitely a lot better. You could even roll in, double, then triple out. Just triple all the way through. But the left side was just gnarly. Every time I tried to skim on the left, I just got sketch. And my 450, I just got it set up for off-road, and I decided to send it at Washougal. So the suspension was super soft. So I was just nose diving through those whoops almost every lap.
Lexi, do you have any? Can you relate anywhere on that? Because I know you tend to dip your feet wet in both off-road racing and then the moto side. Have you ever gone to the track with your off-road setup and you're like, well, we'll see how it goes?
My 125 was the only bike I ever really rode in the off-road, and I never took that thing motoing, so I have no clue.
She wasn't willing to send it, Connor.
Come on now. Just gotta send it.
Well, I was surprised you coming out to Washougal, because you're usually over on the Horn Rapids side and whatnot, the most I've seen you as of late. But take it through you just deciding, hey, I want to come to Washougal Classic 7 and just mix it up with the big dogs.
So I kind of took a step away from racing for a little bit, life. But my job kind of got in the way, and I got back into it, and I'm really starting to feel it now. I just wanted to get back into it, really, push myself.
Yeah.
And now that I'm starting to get some confidence and I'm starting to feel like myself a little bit more. I had a few spills this weekend, but it just was rough getting back into it this weekend.
Did you just pick Washougal as your way to get prepped for anything for 2025? Or are you just seeing like who's gonna show up, like with Austin Black coming out and Crotty and
Dude, those guys are absolutely ripping. Crotty, I used to ride with him a lot when I was younger. He's come a long way. He's absolutely stepped it up a lot. But no, realistically, I'm trying to get my pro license. And I'm trying to beat some of these guys with licenses to get some leverage to get that. But I was actually going to go to Utah this weekend, and that didn't really pan out. So I decided to go to Washougal, give it a whirl, get my feet wet again, get back into it, and just keep progressing, man.
nice? What'd you
Keep
say?
getting better.
Were you gonna go to Bunker Hill for the area qualifier?
I was going to go to Bunker Hill. I couldn't quite make it for Saturday, so I decided to just bag that idea and go to Idaho next weekend. I just need to get as many good results as possible, and hopefully get some letters.
Yeah.
Get
Are
some-
you gonna try for Loretta's this year?
Yeah, probably we'll have a much better chance in the 250 class because I was not gelling at Washougal with my 450 at all. I think all my years on the two-stroke, you know, it's just I'm just a two-stroke guy. It just
Yeah.
I feel way more natural on a two-stroke. I feel like I can corner way better. I can just handle the bike a lot easier. That 450 was beating me up. I was getting tired by like lap 3 or 4.
Well, the track was rough. I'm walking around and there was ruts that were, like certain areas were like almost knee deep in spots. Like they really ripped some of those corners up. Like, was there any sections where you're like, all right, I just pray to God I'm gonna make it through this section and
Dude.
hopefully I survive?
So I always forget the name of that drop off
Crandall's Cliff.
Crandall's Cliff. That corner on Saturday was one of the gnarliest corners I've ever experienced in my life. Saturday, I don't know if they put too much water down or if they ripped it deeper than they did. Like Sunday was dialed. I was having fun all day. But Saturday, dude, that was like going to war. I was lost half the day. Just ridiculous how rough that track was. Like, what line do I take?
Right.
It's
Well-
just all just gnarly.
If I had my race orders with me, but they're in the van, I'm trying to figure out if your motos were earlier on Saturday or later, like depending on what class. Well, they had open beginner and open junior as race 1. So that there goes your whole line choices on explaining what happened in that corner, Connor.
Yeah.
That happened right before the pros.
Yeah.
So you
Dude.
had some beginner lines that were like,
Dude, so that moto, you got the clip of me wrecking in the second turn. Thanks for that, by the way. Dude, I was pushing back through the pack. I was actually feeling really good. I don't know what it is. Like when I'm coming through the pack, sometimes I can just ride so much better. And I don't know. I swear I can ride. But dude, I was passing Flora going down the road booter, and it was so sloppy. I just sent it a little too hard and absolutely dug myself into the ground. Probably concussed myself a little bit. I don't know, but my shoulder and my hip, dude, just absolutely sore. After that, I felt a little off, and I don't know. just a gnarly weekend.
Welcome to Washougal.
Yes.
Dude, and I fully sent it. Like, I was not prepared for this weekend at all. I showed up with a brand new tent, a brand new blow-up mattress. I mean, you were there, Steven.
Yeah.
You were watching me trying to
take us through the whole camp setup because it was
bro.
legendary.
Okay, so first off, it's way more packed than I thought it was gonna be. I was scrambling, trying to find a spot to even park, and then I was like trying to save a spot for my buddy. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but dude, I haven't been racing for a while, so I just don't have the setup right now. And on the way to Washougal, I picked up a tent or a shade and a blow-up mattress. And I'm like, I'm just gonna chuck this in the bed and I'm gonna sleep on it. I'm looking up the dimensions of a standard truck bed. Turns out my truck bed is not a standard truck bed. It's a little smaller. So I'm sleeping with a blow-up mattress in my truck bed, and I can't close it all the way. I'm freezing my butt off all night, dude. I probably got maybe 5-6 hours tops of actual sleep, but
Yeah.
that sleep was not good. I was tossing and turning all night. Luckily, Saturday night, I was able to sneak into someone's camper, and yeah, they let me. It was actually the Keltners. They let me sleep in their shop area, so it wasn't
yeah.
cold, but it smelled like gas all night. So
You went from cold to
yeah, yeah. So it was a full send for me all weekend, dude. Just tired, sore. It's been forever since I've even raced at Washougal.
Yeah.
It's been well over a year, I think.
Right. I
But
love the effort though, but it was like hilarious when I came by to say hi, and you're just like looking at the back of the tailgate, like
yeah,
this much.
yeah, I know, dude. That was so disappointing. Dang it.
I gave up so many ideas, Lexi. I was like, well, maybe if you just let some of the air out, then you could close the tailgate, then you blow it up a little bit, and then it's kind of like, you're like a cradle.
Dude, yeah, I don't know. I probably could have got a little more creative with it and figured something out, but I was so tired.
You were
I was
already
working.
at,
I
like,
worked.
past like I don't care anymore, and then I'm all like, hey, buddy.
Yeah. And dude, people were pulling in all night with their
Oh, yeah.
headlights shining in. They're pulling in through that little gate, like right behind my truck. I'm just like creeping up, like out of the blankets, like freezing my butt off. And people are like, dude, they're probably thinking like, what? This guy is crazy.
What a bum.
But bro, you just gotta send it sometimes. I mean,
Oh man.
I just wanted to race that bad.
Well, let's break down this crash real quick, and I'm sure Lexi's got a bunch of questions here for you. But yeah, I put it in slow mo. So crash of the weekend. Sorry, Connor, but I'm doing you dirty here.
It's okay.
He's spinning out of control! He's heading straight for the
Ryder Fisher. All right. I had to put SpongeBob in there because that's
Dude, I love
usually
it.
that's just
Is
how I roll.
207 Ryder Fisher?
Yeah, Ryder Fisher. I
looks
don't know
like
if
you're
you
trying to
heard my
kiss his
audio.
butt
I'm
when
like
you're
Ryder
going down.
Fisher, and then Connor falls. I'm like, ah, like Peter Griffin from Family Guy. Like, what happened was like obviously I can't see over that berm. Did you just like rail a corner and just like catch a rut, or did you hit a tire? Like, do you remember any of it?
Okay, so the best way I can explain this is I just had hopped off of my 252 stroke, and the suspension is definitely a lot different.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have set my sag a little bit differently on my cowie, but I think I just came in and I had my weight too far back, and my front end, I believe, just hopped out of the rut real quick.
Yeah.
And I had just ripped a whole shot, almost. Was trying to get, out front, stay out front. So, dude, I honestly, I don't really know what happened. I was asking people after the race behind me, like, did you see what happened? I think, who was it? Terlecki?
Yeah.
40?
So Lucky was on the 40 that slammed into you.
Yeah, I was asking him, I'm like, bro, what even happened? He's like, bro, you just wadded. Like, you just fell. I'm like, okay, well, sweet. That's Washougal for you. It'll bite you when you
Classic
least expect
Lucky
it.
response, bro. You just weeded.
Yeah, you just went down like that. I'm like, oh, sick.
How is it jumping from your 2-stroke to your 4-stroke? I know that moving from my 125 to 85 was a challenge, and then from an 85 to a 250. How is like your constant 2-stroke, 4-stroke, 2-stroke, 4-stroke switch?
So as the weekend progressed, I definitely got better at transitioning between the two, but I'd say going from the 2-stroke to the 4-stroke was definitely a lot harder for me, which is weird because I've been riding my 450 pretty consistently the past 4 years.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. My style, I think I just developed my style when I was on 2-strokes.
Mm-hmm.
So it just feels a lot easier for me, but it's definitely a huge challenge.
Yeah.
Especially, going to that 4-stroke. The suspension is a lot different. The bike handle is so much different. Yeah, it's a lot harder to corner in my opinion. Just
Yes.
especially through those ruts out at Washougal, that two stroke is hooking up a lot better and staying in those ruts a lot better. It just wants to lean over a lot better. I don't know if you experienced that at all, but
Yeah.
um,
Going
yeah.
from my 85, well, super mini, and then I skipped the 125. I rode the 125 in the woods and I hated it. So I went straight to the 250, and getting the don't use your clutch 24/7 and letting the bike carry you through it. Like on the super mini, you could be anywhere. You could be rev limiter in the corner, going through it and be fine. And then the 250, it's just like, it's so different. It took me forever to get through it. And I cannot imagine, like, there's some girls right now that are going from the super mini in the girls class and riding their 250 in the women's. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do that. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gnarly. Transitioning between bikes, even back when I was on 85s and super minis. Well, more so super minis to my 125. That was, I mean, they're both two strokes, but that was still a huge difference going back and forth. Um, but yeah, I definitely miss my two strokes. That's what I learned a lot from this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful my brother, he let me borrow that thing this weekend, and I'm freshening it up for him for return for letting me
Well,
borrow
I
that
was
thing.
gonna
So
I was gonna ask that because all of a sudden, like with me being photo brain and whatnot, I didn't really look at the race order, and then I see like your gear, your helmet on a blue bike, and I'm all like, well, he showed up on a Kawasaki.
bro,
That
you know
looks
how many
like Connor. I think it's Connor. And then like even Curtis up in the announcers all like, I don't know who this 212 is, but he is absolutely like railing right now. And then like I finally figured out it was you. So I texted him like it's Flatau, like say the correct person and like talk about him because you were doing super well on that. Like to dig deep a little deeper between even the Yamaha and the Kawasaki, like how big of a difference do you see on the frames? Like, because you
it's
got the weight, you got different brands. I know they're both Japanese, but like, are
the
you considering on two strokes moving forward to switch to the blue? Or well, obviously you can't go green, but maybe like,
oh, maybe in the future. I mean,
yeah,
Howie's about to release a two stroke. Hopefully it
I spoke
is
too
a
soon.
big two stroke. Yeah,
But
hopefully
yeah,
it
like,
is a big two stroke. But no, I think I'm definitely gonna stick with the two stroke in the 250 class. It's just honestly, I don't have the most support when it comes to bikes right now. I mean, I don't deserve it. I haven't been racing a whole lot. But no, I still had some sparks of speed this weekend, and it I think really comes from the two stroke. But the biggest thing is like the cockpit of the two stroke. It's a little bit smaller,
yeah,
and I'm a little bit of a smaller guy, so I think well, it's also like the area between the seat and the bars and the pegs. It feels absolutely perfect to me on the two stroke. The Cowie, it's definitely a lot bigger. But it's so weird because I never thought that the past 4 years. But when I hop back on a two stroke, I'm like, this just feels right, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's mostly comes down to the cockpit, the frame and the distance between the bars, the seat, and the pegs for me. That's what I wish I could change about the Cowie. I think, I haven't really messed with the pegs on my Cowie. I
yeah.
should maybe move those up if I can, but I think they're already in the highest position stock, I believe. So,
Yeah.
Well, if there's a will, there's a way. Jumping
right.
away from Washougal now. You kind of do something that which I think is really cool, and people have asked me with your media and whatnot, and then you're helping kids and other riders, like you kind of mix them together. Take us through like your 24/7 media, and then like how you help riders out behind the camera and then alongside the track.
Dude, well, thanks. Glad you brought that up. So I just, you know, I have two passions for training and for filming. My mom was a principal and a teacher growing up. She always wanted me to be a teacher. So I feel like some of that comes from that. I just think it's a really gratifying thing to do. I truly love training and seeing the progression and just giving back to a community that I absolutely love so much. With the filming, I've always had like this weird, insane interest with edits. I
Yeah.
absolutely love edits and just, watching videos back of yourself. And I remember the feeling I got when I first got an edit and I'm like, dude, I made it. I this is it. Like, this is so sick.
Oh,
I
that's a feel
love
better
this,
weekend.
So I don't know. It just kind of happened naturally for me. I just took two things that I loved, and I thought, hey, maybe we can combine these two. And I'm taking baby steps because, like I said, I've got a job. That's what really gets me to the track.
Right.
So combining the two and just having fun with it when I can is everything I could hope for and ask for. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Growing up, what was racing like? Did you have like family members that did it, or was it just like what you loved and you wanted to go do?
So my dad, he grew up on a farm and was never really allowed to ride. So when he got older, he started getting into racing. And when I came around, he was still kind of in that, racing era. Uh, and I kind of just took it over naturally. We've got a picture at my parents' house of me like 5 days old on a little rocking dirt bike. Like, it's just kind of been a part of my life. And I've just loved it ever since. When I was 11, I got sponsored by Experience Power Sports, and that really, or maybe I was 13, I don't know, but it just really kickstarted my career. Big shout out to Experience Power Sports for all of that. I still run them on my bikes because without them, I would have never made it to where I am today, for sure. Um, like, yeah, I was 13. They just showed up to the track one day. I had no idea what was going on. They opened up the trailer and they're like, "Here's your new bike." I'm like, "What? You're joking?" No, dude, this is you. You're on board now. We're gonna support you. And you know, that led to me traveling the country doing off-road works racing. I got third in Pro 2 lights. So that's probably one of the greatest accomplishments I had, you know, throughout
Yeah.
my amateur career. I qualified for Loretta's one year in 17, but I didn't go because only in one class.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's I'm very thankful for everything motocross has brought me. It's been a huge blessing in my life, and um, but recently it's kind of been a huge restart, revamp to my career. I am trying to take it to the next step again with racing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always so hard, and I joke with Lexi here too, and all my other people. Even this past week, it's like, so when you get a race again? Ryan Phoebus was asking me, and I'm all like, dude, I'm like the Brett Favre of motocross, where I'll get a bike, I'll ride, I'll race, I'll quit again, and then I'll like take a year off, come back, and be like, all right, we're back, and then I'll quit again, and then I'll come back again. I'm just like, oh my god, that the like starting and stopping is so hard, like because you pretty
Well,
much just
there's
like you're saying, you have to like get back in the groove, and you lose so much when you stop. And you like, I don't know if for me, I'm all like, I don't really feel like I lost that much until I get to a jump, and then I'm like the meme where it's like a tabletop, you can jump that just fine, and it's a double. You're just like, nope, like I can't get that mental breakout.
Yeah, I feel like on a random practice day out at Horn, I will ride with another guy and I'm like, I still got it. And then I'll show up on race day. I don't still got it. I'm definitely missing a little bit something here. Like I used to battle all the time with Chris Cornish and a bunch of those top guys, and they've stuck with it while I kind of took a break and they've, really stepped it up. So it sucks, but life happens,
Right.
and I'm glad. I'm glad everything panned out the way that it did, because I'm able to support myself now. I'm able to do what I want, ride where I want when I want. So it's pretty sweet.
So
Yeah.
what's the game plan to like kind of further progress for 2025? Have you made like a roadmap of like how to get to Loretta's and then any other pro sport races that you want to accomplish for this year?
So I'm mainly just shooting to do as many area qualifiers and regionals as possible. That's why I was trying to go to Bunker Hill so I could also go down to Hangtown and hit that regional. Unfortunately, I did not make it, as I
Yeah.
said earlier. But no, yeah, I just want to get as many good results as possible, and I'm trying to get my pro license. I want to try to qualify for Washougal. I just if I could go race at Washougal on pro day and give it my best, that's a huge accomplishment for me right now. Maybe next year, if I still have my license, then I'll try to qualify. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a hard road,
Yeah.
but I'm hitting the gym. I'm running. I'm doing everything I can. But just gonna keep grinding.
Yeah, like Ryan Brees says, like, are you doing like the chicken and rice diet? Like, what's the whole like? What's the workout? I know Lexi's like 5 in the morning, like just like working like crazy, and I'm just like sleeping.
So I'm trying to run every day right now. Nothing crazy with weights. I have a really bad issue with arm pump. So any sort of upper body workouts that I do, it's pretty hard on my arm pump. But yeah, just a lot of cardio really and eating healthy.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
it's I don't get too complicated with it. I don't try to think about it too much. I just try to keep it simple. Try not to, eat anything crappy, stay low on sugars, all that good stuff.
Good. That's definitely the way to go because you don't want to contract yourself to anything.
No,
that's
definitely
so
not.
hard, and that's where I'm losing. Like the most workout I'm doing is like pushing a broom in the shop right now. What do you got going on next? I got final wrap up questions for you. What's your plans like for besides doing all the other ones? Like, where can people find you like at the tracks and whatnot? You got anything coming up like soon?
So soon, not so much. It's been hard for me to get any big classes put together, mainly because, in all honesty, there's a lot of people training nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to rent out a track and to do it legitimately. I was working with Rob Manning, and we're gonna go out to his track and do a class out there. It kind of got all jumbled up with all the PRO and Loretta qualifiers, so we had to call that off. And the weather wasn't good for the initial date, so. But I'm always at Horn. You guys can always find me at Horn. And I think you put my name, my username up there.
Up here.
So heck yeah, give me a follow. I'm willing to work with people one-on-one. I prefer working with people one-on-one. So if you want some one-on-one, some film work done, let me know. And I'm willing to travel. And yeah, let's get to work.
Awesome.
Sweet. And then, my follow-up question before we kind of went down a different rabbit hole there is like, what do you do with all the video stuff? Like, besides making edits, like, I heard that, at one point you were helping riders by like going through like, the
Right. No, that's
whatnot.
definitely another big key to it. Critiquing yourself, watching yourself back on film. I always thought it was a huge help. Like going through this corner, I didn't realize how far out my toe was, you know. But when you watch it back, you can't think of all these things at once all the time. When
Right.
you can really picture yourself a lot better with film. And it's just cool. Some kids, I have a few guys who have had edits over the past few years, and it's cool for them to watch it back and see that progression as well. But yeah, having that film to look back at, critique yourself, I think is super beneficial. uh and yeah, it's kind of a new thing. I don't think there's really anyone who trains and films at the same time.
I don't know anyone else that is like
Mhm.
out there filming. That's where it's like
But
you're mixing what like the truck drivers do for professional supercross teams of like, filming, the supercross and then bringing it back to the trailer and doing all that. That's what I thought was super cool, and something that separates
Mhm.
you is like you obviously have the artistic talents of, you know, filming and whatnot, but then you have the pro side of you to where it's like, well, this is where I think like you could be doing this and see where your elbows are down here. Like you can do a
right.
whole play-by-play kind of
Yeah.
football scenario where you're just, cutting each single segment, and that could be something that you could even send to your riders as well, which I'm sure you already are. that like,
Yeah.
elevates you to a different level on like, hey, come work with me and I can even show you like what's going on. I
Right.
think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you, Steven. And shout out to all your stuff as well, obviously. But
I just walk around and snap.
yeah. No, dude, it's super cool, and when people see the benefit in it, it makes me feel good. So I appreciate you bringing that up. And hopefully, this will lead to some more classes soon. I'm hoping
Sweet.
to work with more people.
For anyone that wants to help support you and whatnot, what's the best ways like to get a hold of you?
Just honestly, just message me through Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, if you're reaching out for the first time, that's probably the best way to get a hold of me.
All right, Lexi, any final questions for Connor?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, sweet. I appreciate you jumping on short notice. Hopefully, tomorrow feels a little better for you. Because, like I said, man, dude, I don't like when you hit the ground. Like I said, I walked over there, like, because I saw you pull off. I'm like, I gotta go check on you. And then you were gone. So I didn't know if, like, you hopped back on the track or you went over in the field to, like, go give yourself, like, some time or what.
Yeah, no, it was a rough weekend. I'm glad to be walking and healthy, somewhat. Just really sore.
Yeah, but the starts were there, so you're definitely getting back into the motions of like where you were in the past. So I look forward to seeing where the rest of 2025 goes for you.
Thank you, Steven. Hopefully it keeps trending the way it has so far.
Sweet. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We're gonna jump into our grind our gears segment, and we'll let you rest up, and I'll see you at the next track.
Alrighty, thank you guys.
All right,
Yes,
thanks,
thank
Connor.
you.
See ya.
All right, that was Connor Flatau. We're gonna keep working on our transitions. That's how well I need more time. I was more prepped for a Monday though, Lexi. I don't know. Maybe we'll just
Good.
Mondays. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just working around your schedule. You're the boss now. I feel like you changed rooms. Your background changed all of a sudden.
Well, it's just bigger now.
Oh, okay. At first, it looked like you were in a closet. Now you're in a kitchen. But that's all right. But yeah, big thanks to Connor Flatau for jumping on. And yeah, make sure to give him a follow. Just like I posted on there. Okay, Lexi, you're always happy go lucky. I don't know if you'll ever give me a grind my gears segment. We'll find out. I don't know. Maybe I just have to continue to make fun of you and then you'll eventually become Rage Lexi. Who knows? But this is what grinds my gears, Lexi. It's me. It is me. I grind my gears. We're having issues over here at the Christoph compound where I'm like leaving loads of laundry in the washer after they're done. I'm all like, yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to the socks in the dryer. Mail's on the counter. I'm like a clean freak. And right now we're messy, Lexi. So Christoph needs to get his crap together because we just got stuff all over the place. But yeah, it's bad, Lexi. I don't know what happened. It's bad. I grind my own gears, girl. I don't know. What should I do? Got any tips?
Just get cleaning.
You're a man. Yeah.
I'm usually the clean freak, but it's just the only place I'm not is my room, and I don't understand why it's always so much of a disaster. But oh well.
Well, okay. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting up there. I'm just kidding in age, but like I'm still young. But like I'll put something like a bill and I'll put it in a specific spot on my like desk here in my office and be like, all right, it lives there until it's paid. But I can't put it in a drawer because if I put it in a drawer, I'm gonna forget. I'm like Hammy the squirrel from Over the Hedge. And I'm just like, I just forget. And like I don't understand why I have all these other things around me. No longer relevant, but they're still here. I'm just like, we need to put them in a binder. Like,
Gotta get organized.
Yeah, we're bad right now, Lexi. I'm sorry. Probably doesn't help. I'm at the track like every day, and I'm also like pulling like 12-hour shifts, but that's a self-inflicted wound. I'm just still excited. We're doing all the cool things that Forest Glen Repair. And yeah,
Good.
Lexi, you're gonna have to come down here and you can be a grease mechanic just like everyone else. We got a whole bunch of technicians. You can show them how to like weld and fabricate and all that. We do all the cool things.
Yeah.
You
that
can
sounds pretty
build a
cool.
track if you want. I'm sure Owens would just let you hop on one of the excavators. You could build a whoop section. We got skid steers. Come on, this is a good sell. Lexi. Come on down.
Yeah.
Show Tanner a few things. I'm roasting everyone. If any of my coworkers are like watching, like don't like, put a whoopee cushion on my chair or something.
I used to love
Anyways.
those things everywhere. Just put them under chairs, put them under anything.
Ooh, Lexi, are you a prankster?
I guess we could say that.
Oh, I better watch my back. But yeah, okay. So we got anything grind your gears? You just super happy, just always smiling.
Yep.
What if I just Photoshop like you smiling and just flip your mouth upside down and you're like, But okay, we got Thursday night motocross this Thursday. I'll post my signups. Well, that doesn't really grind my gears. This is real talk. If no one signs up, I'm not attending. I don't have the time right now to sit around for nothing. So if you want media, and I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but it does help. Gas is getting crazy. That's what could grind your gears, Lexi, because Washington just put another sales tax on top of the tax on your fuel. So you're good. I don't know what like I said, come to Oregon because Washington's like going downhill quick.
I want to get out of here if I'm going to get out of here. Probably like Idaho. See Chandler every single day. That'd be awesome.
But then you're farther away. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, we got Moto Pacific opener on Friday, so I'll post signups there. But yeah, you're making me tempted to go because we still need to do this whole Lexi vlog thing. And in order to do the whole Lexi vlog thing, we kind of need you. It's just this doesn't work without you, honestly.
Yes.
So that's what is your guess? We had to do a one moto format for opening Thursday night motocross. Are you thinking we're gonna have a packed house like for Moto Pacific? I feel like it's gonna be packed because last year it was like, oh my god.
Well, the new trending thing at my school is all the guys are going dirt bike mode now. So I'm guessing there's going to be a shit ton of people there. A lot.
Yeah, well, they saw all the reels of you and they're like, I could do it too.
Yep.
Yep.
But I think it's going to be a big opener. Everyone shows up there for the first one, at least.
Yeah, I'd like that. I know Carson Brown like shows up and does practices. We should just see if Carson will come out and like race an 85, a 65. He has the talent to ride anything and race anything.
Yeah.
I not so much. We have learned this.
The 110 got you.
Pacific, Black Widow horn. But yeah, coming up in September, which I'll do an ad here. We've got the Gate Shop Showdown 3.0. Here, Lexi, let me fix your face because it's blocking some of it. Hang on. I got to hit a button. There we go. Showdown 3.0. Sponsor partnerships are still available. Fresh Start Racing just jumped on too to help as a lead sponsor. So thank you, Steve Graham, for jumping in and renewing with the series. I got to update this because right above where Ethan Holland's pointing at you, we got JMC Motorsports back, Dirty Boy Lifestyles, Buckaroo Coffee, Forest Glen Repair, and a whole bunch of other ones as Lexi just putting mucus everywhere. But how many girls are going to be showing up? Because I'm throwing money back down on Saturday, and then all the race entries from Saturday will be put in to break down for Sunday. So, hey, ladies, where you at? Come on, race. Maybe Lexi will smoke you. Maybe you'll show Lexi what's up.
Like we'll get a whole bunch of them there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make you the marketer of getting all of our racers down. You got to get Mailhorn to come down.
Oh, I'll get Chandler. Oh,
Let's
she's
do
coming.
it. But yeah, how much are you looking forward to it? Because I know Allie's looking forward to it. Maybe she'll race
I
her
know
horse,
she
or maybe she'll steal your bike. Who knows?
Well, she makes it very clear that my old 250, the KTM, is hers, and she loves that bike, and I love it too. So it's pretty awesome. So she'll definitely be on that, maybe with some new graphics this time, so it's all hers. And I know she's excited for it. She always talks about it, that she's been at Albany and I haven't.
Is she changing the number, or are we gonna have to have a slash game here on who gets to run 73?
I'll definitely make her take another number because we're not sharing. But we'll see. I mean, she's had some. Her last number was 199. You know, the Pastrana number, but I
Hell
don't think
yeah.
she's gonna keep that one going. So we'll see what she comes up with.
I mean, 199 is pretty cool. We could go back to that. Allie, if you're watching, this is Christoph telling you the 199 is pretty cool.
Yes.
It'd also be pretty cool if you just lined up on a horse, like a literal horse, like you're just like right there with the bikes, and then the gate drops, and you're just like galloping into the first turn. That'd make for a cool video. I have the ideas. We have the technology. Maybe I'll just AI it. I'll just swap the bike out, and she's just on a horse.
That'd be cool.
Sounds like a lot of editing. Anyways, besides that, yeah, you said Seattle Motorcycle Club going on this weekend for you, at least.
Yes, and everyone go follow the Facebook. It's SMC, and I'm the new runner of that, so everyone better follow it.
I will go follow it too. But yeah, hey, hey, if you want me to go there and make a cool video, I mean, I do have spare time. I could, But yeah.
We'll figure it out.
I do want to shout out one rider. I am also wearing his shirt, Fry Racing, Weston Fry. God, it makes me hurt. He was killing it this weekend, Lexi. Like, he was just railing, having so much fun on his Cobra 50 PW. He was PW running off the gate like they do at Loretta's. Like, he did like the run and then hop on to like get the speed boost. Like, super cool family. He broke his arm pretty good, unfortunately, in that second moto yesterday. And oh man, talk about like one of those like families and kids that you just like you cheer like no matter what because how cool they are. And I was so bummed like just seeing his arm. And that kid is so tough too. Like the medic, Jason, is all like, I didn't even realize his arm was like that bad, like, at first, because he wasn't crying. He was just like, oh dude, this hurts, like that. And then like he takes like the jersey, like cuts the jersey, and then he's like, oh no. And yeah, and then they had to go and reset it. So just want to shout out little Weston. Dude was having fun. Obviously he's always loves the camera just like you. And yeah, he was giving me quite the action in the show, and he was battling. He was right behind, like helping still. He was keeping up with Perkins at times. Like he was on fire at Washougal. So get well soon, Weston. I know you're aiming for Loretta's, and it's probably not in the cards for this year since your arm, unfortunately, is going to take a little bit to heal there.
Yes.
Yeah. Any riders that raced without you this past weekend that you were, keeping up with at all?
I mean, Jaylee, I watched like the women's, and that was fun to see all the girls show up. But other than that, I was in horse show mode.
This horse show, just horsing around.
Yes.
Any more horse shows for Allie, or should we try to get Allie on as a guest?
We sure could, but she has staked the weekend of Airway PRO and the Classic 7. So that's one of her last ones, I think.
Yeah. Have you decided what you're gonna do?
I think I'm gonna be at Washougal.
Washougal. Okay. Well, I might be doing both. I don't know. We'll figure out these game plans here.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it. I don't really have anything else. We're gonna have to have Grayson give me some gravy instant mix questions. I know
Yes.
a little bit. I don't know if you've looked at the RM Fantasy leaderboard, but he texted me. He was all like, "Hey, I have a chance to win this. Lexi, did you give up yet? Are you?
No, I got 99 points my last round. I got everything right except for 4th place. I was so proud of myself. My dad got like maybe like 30 points, and I was like, dude, 99 points right here.
Yeah, I
I was
don't know
so
if you noticed. I just like quit. I just stopped trying.
Oh, I am still in the game. We're gonna be. I think I'm in. Let's look. I think I'm in 4th place currently.
Yep, you got 651. Gravy's at 680. Robin the Hood 9. I believe that's Robert Messers sitting there 6 points down. And Kayla Armstrong is not too far. But hey, you're a little bit behind, but we got 2 rounds left. You never know what's going to happen.
Yep. Oh, I'm ready for it.
The fact that I'm still beating people and I haven't put like picks in since like prior to Seattle is, sorry guys.
Well, shout out to my mom. The very first round, she decided that Christian Craig was gonna get 3rd place, so he wasn't even racing. So it was when she told me that, she's like, "Well, where's Christian Craig? I have him in 3rd." I was like, "Mom, what are we doing?"
Oh no. Dad, I know your mom watches, so I think you're staying at your friend's house tonight now because you just obliterated her.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. We got a lot of viewers late on. I think they're like, wait, we're back to Mondays. But hey, thank you to Connor Flatau for jumping on. Yeah, when he says he's sore, Lexi, I mean, dude, he hit the ground. Dude, he hit the ground so hard a few times. I'm just like, oh man, if I hit the ground, my ARP card would have like busted out of my pocket or something. But yeah, I'm sore just walking. I did 8 miles both days. So yeah,
Dang.
almost got smoked by Grayson Castle, by the way. Grayson, you're a wild child. He got a little whiskey out of the S corner and like the bike went out from under him and like launched at Mike Smith and I. We're both like, oh. And then he got back on and tried to swan dive into the crowd. Like he launched the berm, like OJ'd the jump into the pitcher's mitt, and like launched the berm with the bike. It was like, free bird. And I'm like, oh God, this kid's trying to kill himself. But hey, Grayson, we love you. We keep on pinning it, and yeah, you definitely have full send mode no matter what. So sometimes it's too full send. Yeah.
Yes.
There was like crashes, but I missed like majority of them. I know JJ Baker got like smacked in the face by a bike over on the backside of the road, John. But it looked like he went to a UFC fight with Conor McGregor. He like had like an eye that was just like, it was like, dude, you're a tough kid. So he sat that one out. But yeah, Thursday night motocross this Thursday, Portland National Raceway. Sign up if you'd like to get media. Moto Pacific, I'd like to have at least $200 worth of signups because that will cover fuel for there and back. So yeah. And then this weekend, I don't know, Lexi. We'll figure out what I'm doing. Maybe we'll go to the Horn. Maybe we'll come back home and clean the house. I don't know. House does need to be cleaned. But yeah, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching episode 48. We'll get to 100 eventually. And yeah, everyone transitioning over to Monday. Maybe we'll just like keep flip-flopping. Let's just keep pissing off our viewers by having them like switch days back and forth. But yeah, thanks for jumping back on here, Lexi. Why?
Yes, of course.